War. It is no stranger to men of faith, who are driven to fight with a fury no king or sultan can inspire. From across the sands and the seas, they fight for the Holy Lands, to ensure the hell that is their lives will grant their passage into heaven.
Hello there everyone, and welcome back to this Total War battle series about the First Crusade. So last time we did the siege of Nicaea, and now we've moved on to the Battle of Dorylaeum. So the Battle of Dorylaeum was basically what happened was that the Crusaders moved on from Nicaea, and they were moving towards Antioch, and through moving that way, they moved through the mountains of Anatolia, and they moved through quite harsh terrain, and the roads weren't really that built for moving such a large army, so they were spread pretty thin as they moved across this road. And they couldn't move that many men abreast. So, for instance, if you take the first person in this column would march past a point, then it would take 3 days for that point to be passed by the last man of the column. So they were spread pretty thin, and that of course made them vulnerable. And Kilij Arslan, the Sultan of Rome, which were still reeling from the fact that he had lost his capital of Nicaea, was looking to fight the Crusaders, and he realized, of course, that they were quite strung out across this road and vulnerable. So he had men tail the army, and he saw that the vanguard got separated from the main body of the Crusader army, and the vanguard was led by Bohemond of Taranto. It's in Italy. It's sort of at the bottom of Italy, if you wondered. So it's not Toronto like the city in Canada. Anyways, yeah, the guy is in Canadian. Oh, we can actually see here the religious fanatics. They can't wait to get into combat with the Seljuk Turks, and they charge out. Anyways, so Bohemond, he moves on ahead of the army. So they got split up, and he finds this valley near the abandoned city of Dorylaeum, which is why is the battle called the battle? That's why the battle is called the Battle of Dorylaeum, because they fought at this abandoned town. And so the Turk, he was sort of expecting the Turks to attack him because he had seen Kilij's sort of spies be moving around there. But he didn't expect them to attack so swiftly, and they took him by surprise and attacked his camp. And the initial attack was quite devastating, and they lost quite a few of their horses and non-combatants and the people that didn't have armor on at the time. So they lost quite a few of those guys. We can see here that the arrows have taken quite a toll here in the back of the army. Quite a few men have died, although the knights weren't that affected by the arrows, although after just the sheer amount of arrows that were fired into them, they finally succumb as well, a few of them. So the Turks, since the Turks use sort of mobile warfare, they were able to quickly move in and surround Bohemond's camp, and hail him with arrows from all different directions, as we can see here. And Bohemond, fearing that he was going to get cut down, formed this sort of thick formation to protect himself from the onslaught of the Turks, and hoping just to be able to hold out until reinforcement came from the main body of soldiers, or the main army, when they were coming up. And here we can see the main attack going in by the Seljuks. As they usually did, they pelted the... You can see just the amount of dead people right here, just from these archers. I believe that Boone was the commander of these troops. Well, not in the historical battle, but as we're playing this, Boone were, as you can see, a Boone of 2nd RRF, whatever that is.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
So you can just see the amount of... I didn't actually zoom in through when I was playing the battle, but just look at all these bodies that's being killed by all these horse archers. So we've basically shot away the back of the circle that he made, totally shot this part away, and we're attacking them from the frontier. Oh, we missed this part. So during this battle, the first reinforcements that came in the form of now I can't even remember his name. Damn it! Come on. At least they came about 50 knights. They came in to help, led by...
Curse the sun that shines on our disgrace.
Damn it! I can't recall. I've said his name so many times. It was... It was... So it was going so well for me. I had all the details, but I couldn't remember Godfrey. Godfrey, of course, is the... And he brought about 50 knights with him. And he managed to fight his way through the Turks and come into the aid of Bohemond. I can't for the life of me. I mean, how am I supposed to forget Godfrey? Very bad, very bad. Anyways, Godfrey moves in and he forms up. In the real battle, he of course dismounts and stands with Bohemond. But since you can't do that in medieval, they kept mounted and they're fighting here against some light cavalry. The Turks, of course, had quite a problem with the knights and their very heavy armor. They call them men of iron. It looks as though I'm run out of arrows, and I'm sending in my horse archers to charge and sort of completing the encirclement of Bohemond's force. Although the knights that came in and charged, my horse archers did quite a bit of damage on my lines and killed quite a few of my horse archers. But you can see at the same time that the sort of started off as a circle, and I've actually moved through all this way.
We must turn the wind of battle, or we will taste ashes instead of victory.
So the reinforcement by Godfrey didn't help that much, and they weren't actually able to turn the tide before Adhemar Le Puy which was, I believe, a papal legate that took part in the army. When his army, when he came, leading his men into battle here, and this sort of turned the tide, because the Turks then sort of were themselves almost surrounded, and that forced the Turks to abandon the battlefield and take off.
Allah have mercy. We have lost half of our men.
But at this point it's still going pretty well up here in the front, and we've pushed quite far into the circle, the half circle, and now as a final push I send in all the cavalry to go in to complete the encirclement. And it is, for most of the knights, too much, although a few of them start to fight to the end, while quite a few of them start running. But I'm not able to completely destroy it, because here comes Dupuy with his cavalry charging in with the heavy Crusader knights, cutting their way and turning the battle and turning my men into a rout. And at this point the army has time to recover a bit, and I wasn't actually able to capture that many of them. And we can see a few of them has already rallied, and we have 28 knights here, probably under the direct command of Bohemond, engaging in battle once again, at the same time as the knights come in here for their third charge, which certainly is going to drive the Turkish force off the field. We can see Kilij Arslan, although he probably wasn't that present at the battle. I'm not sure who else to put in charge of the army, but you can see him moving off there. But he will of course stand to fight the battle, although he didn't die in the actual historical battle. Or if he even was present at the historical battle, he probably were close by. So you can see there's quite a few dead bodies here. Quite a few of the more lightly armored crusaders have fallen. A lot of a few knights as well. But you can see that they're regrouping now, and it's not going to be long before the Turks are going to be forced to surrender and give ground and retreat from this area. And now only the general of the Turks remains, and he goes in for his charge. Against the Crusader Knights. We've got a few spastic horsemen in there, not minding them. I'm not sure, I can't remember anything more about the battle. That I think I've said everything. We can see how the general is about to get completely surrounded, and here we've got Leuce himself coming in to charge and close the encirclement on the Seljuk general. And here he is, fighting on for dear life. And he managed to take out that knight. He's going for the second one here.
Shines on our disgrace.
He takes out him as well,
Of battle, or we will taste
but he
ashes
remains
instead
only
of
with a
victory.
small bodyguard. And they've gone into fight to the death mode. Only 6 of them remain, even less, 4 of them.
The general has been captured. I pray our foe's hand is guided by Allah's mercy. We must rescue him.
And there we
We
go.
fought much and are becoming
Oh, there.
tired. We have gained only blood and shame from this battle. Our accursed enemy rejoices amongst the blood of our fallen.
This went pretty close to the historical account of the battle. It said that there were quite heavy casualties on both sides. And yeah, we can see here there Oshong or Lepuy managed to capture. He didn't actually kill that many. He only killed 176, but it was enough to turn the tide and send them off. And although I've lost. Wait a minute. I lost 1,600 men, but they only killed about what 1,200. That's 400 men unaccounted for. Did I team kill? Or yeah, team kill. 400 of my own soldiers, because they only killed. Or does that probably counts the men that were captured as well, which accounts for about 400. So yeah, that's why. So I didn't team kill 400 of my own men. Hard to see that as I placed the archers in such a way that they weren't in any fear of getting hit. When it comes to the actual on the highest killer was the horse archers on my side. See if you can scroll down. Possibly no, we can't actually see what the others lost. Show battle assaults. So there we have it. The Battle of Dorylaeum. It went down pretty close to historical accounts. And I hope you enjoyed this one. And for the next one, we will be moving on to the Siege of Antioch, I believe. So I will be seeing you then. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this battle. And I will see you for the next one. Bye!